How you doing? The beast. The beast is a nation. And you got to understand, you shouldn't worship the image of the nation. It's really the world. Um, you shouldn't worship the image because the beast spreads out all over the world. If it's a beast, it owns the world. So you don't want to look like the world. But God put it down to a nation. And anything that nation, everywhere that nation is spread, you shouldn't try to look like or have an image of. Okay? The world. Everybody does Sunday. Do you do Sunday? Jesus Christ didn't tell you to do so because you decided you don't like the truth. You decided you're going to follow someone else because they told you the truth, but you didn't look in the Bible and follow the truth. You're going to be blinded to go to hell, the Bible says. You understand that? So you got to look up one thing. You got to understand that if the world or the nation or the beast has an image, you shouldn't try to look like the world. You shouldn't try to look like the world in your dress. You shouldn't try to look like the world with your cars, with your houses. You shouldn't try to look like the world in your religion. One world religion run by the United Nations. United Nations hate black people. You have the United Nations. Here's how you can tell if something's fake or not. You have the United Nations, right? And you have white folk in the power, black folk and brown folk in the audience looking at the power. You understand what I'm saying? How is that going to be fair? They don't even have a vote. They don't even have a vote, a controlling vote. Only the white people have the controlling vote. So how is the United Nations and the global powers going to be fair to you? I'm just here to wake you up just a little bit. You don't seem to want to wake up. You seem to want to just float in a world of destruction. I'm worried about you. How is a strong power of white people going to help black and brown people? You can see how they've treated us before. And you really believe that the United Nations is going to help you? You really believe that they're going to take care of you? You really believe that they're going to protect you? Well, that's on you, If that's what you believe, then so be it. But they're not. The United Nations, the United States, Europe, they're not going to protect you. They're not going to do what's right. Whenever you have a controlling people who happen to be white, let me tell you something, just real quick. How can I put this? I don't want to sound, and I understand that you think I'm racist, but I don't hate white people. I love Jesus Christ. I can't hate white people. If I hate white people, I hate Jesus Christ. Right? So, there are people who are white, and there are people who just happen to be white. You see what I'm saying? There are people, listen to me closely now. There are people who are white, and there are people who happen to be white. Now, the people who happen to be white are a different breed of people than those people who are white with the power, the principalities and powers and spirits. Very different than the people who just happen to be white. The people that happen to be white march with us in Black Lives Matter. People who happen to be white stick up for us. People that happen to be white help the slaves out of slavery. People that happen to be white work hard. People that happen to be white are a different breed than the people who are white. The people who are white are a spirit. It is a spirit. And it's a spirit of deception for the people who happen to be white. Because the people who are white stole the money. They have the money. The principalities and powers, the masters, the bosses, the slave owners are Nephilim, witches, warlocks, and demons. Not the people that happen to be white, but the people that are white. White power, wear white, KKK, everything and everybody that think that white should be over black. Everything and everybody that votes white people in the juries, everybody who go to these juries, and they say they don't even look at what's wrong with the black people, or if they did right or if they did wrong. They just, he's black, throw him in jail. That's white. That's white. They don't look at and be a fair judge. So people that happen to be white and people that are white are two different people. People that happen to be white are good people, hardworking people, people that protect you and help you out of slavery. Okay? And so what I'm trying to tell you is the people that have the power is the people that the devil gave money to. He gave money to the principalities and the powers. All these bosses of every company, bosses of every governor, every mayor, every councilman, every person that makes your laws in your city, they turn out to be white. But they're not people that happen to be white. Well, they can be fooled. That's why God said you're going to be deceived. The people that happen to be white is not the evil people. Good people, hardworking people, loving people, kind people. But the people that are white have fooled the people that happen to be white. Do you follow me? I'm not talking about the people that happen to be white. I love them. I'm talking about the people who are white. The principalities and powers, the people that have it all, the people that run things. God says is going to get you. They're going to get you. And they're the evil people, the Nephilim. You have let's say you have 8 good people that happen to be white. And then you have 2 people that are white. And those two people have power, have riches, position, on the TVs, which the devil has given them. And now the poor, which is God's people, that's why he brings you in to be poor, because if he brought you in to be rich, you would never receive Jesus Christ, because you wouldn't know how to have your faith built up. Your faith couldn't be built. You couldn't build faith. It's hard enough being in poverty and trying to build faith. Can you imagine having everything you need and want? Even the middle class have everything you need and want and trying to build faith. You don't have, this one lady told me and my wife, she's a rich old white lady. And she was white. She wouldn't happen to be white. She was white because she's a racist woman. And she died, but we was talking about her. Well, did you go to God and pray about it? And she said, oh, I never have to ask God anything. You hear that? She never had to ask God anything. So, the 2 people that have all the money that the devil has given them, he was going to give it to Christ, right? Going to give him all the riches of the world, so they're super rich. And now these 8 poor people, instead of believing God, instead of believing the Bible, They believe these two super rich. Oh, God is with them. Wasn't all the disciples rich? Wasn't all the disciples rich people? No, they were men of God with money. They were men of God with money. They want the rich. The rich is an evil group of white and Negropeans. They're Negropeans, people that's trying to be white. People that are turn on their own people, Negropeans. And this is who they are. And so those 8 people who happen to be white start dwindling one by one, wanting to be and have the power and the riches instead of thinking about God's laws and the things of God. They're turning on God because he's not giving them everything they want. And he says, as your soul prospers, I want you to prosper. He didn't say, I just want to give you everything and be like the rich, to be like white. I want your soul to prosper so you'll love people. Do you see what they do to people? If I just give you money, do you see what they do to people? They don't like people. They don't lend to people. They don't help the poor. You go out and help these big businesses. And they get on TV, oh, send to us and we'll help the black kids in Africa. We'll help the black kids in Africa. And all they do is put it in their pocket and give themselves big raises and don't hire black people. What a horror. They don't hire black people. These big organizations that you have. Look in your neighborhood. If you got extra money, go to these shelters. Go to where they pass out food trying to feed people. Why do you give to these big organizations that's talking about they're going to feed somebody in Africa? They will not feed. Haitians are eating dirt cookies. These people are putting it in their pockets and telling you how they're feeding these people gruel. Gruel. Just slop in a bowl. Look at your television commercials. Every time they're feeding the black kid, they don't have them in a nice building. They haven't built a building. And these people getting tens of millions of dollars. They didn't build a building. They're still out in the elements. They still got wooden forks, wooden bowls, freezing to death with old tore up clothes on, eating gruel. And you giving to these big organizations, you see these people, these little kids in your neighborhood. God has made it a way. He has made a way for you to make it. But you have refused that way. He's made a way for the rich, for the poor to make it. He gave it to the churches to feed their people, to clothe their people. When you need another church, you build your church up first and make sure everybody in that church is well done, taken care of. And then, after everybody in that church that come to your church is well taken care of, then you build another building. You worry about the people. You don't worry about buildings and how many buildings you got and how many people you can catch. You worry about your hometown and your people first. If everybody would have done that, there would be no poverty among church people. You giving to these 501c3 pastors who can care less, wouldn't give you a bag of groceries or a hot dog. And they won't give you nothing. They won't even hardly give you any food. And you're gonna give money to these people. I ain't saying every preacher, I don't care who they are, can lift you up. You know, they said that Herod spoke like a god. You know, they can even get some of them saved. Fine. When you go to that church and help you get to a certain place, you go and give what you feel good. Not tithe. Tithe wasn't money in the first place. It wasn't money. And so you're going to give to these people. God has set up a system for the poor to make it. If you read the Bible, I'm going to do a video on that. He has set up a system for that. But anyway, let me hurry. And the thing is, when these 8 start to dwindling, trying to be like the too rich. He's trying to be like the too rich, white, powerful people. The white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan, the white folk that got all the money, the congressmen, the Republican Party who all vote the same. They vote against everything black, everything brown. These people are not. People of God, are you crazy? They're Christians. They murder, kill, destroy people and nations. They're white. Nephilim, demons, witches, warlocks. And then the people that happen to be white, they start to dwindle. And they start, when the two start letting the greatest and the best of the people that happen to be white come in, then all the rest of them start to follow. All the rest start to follow. All the rest start to follow. And pretty soon you only got like less than 10%. Don't be like white people. Be like God has told you. Be people that happen to be white. Don't be Negropeans. Be black people who follow Christ. You see, look at the United Nations. Hey, I'm gonna finish this real quick. Look at the United Nations. Look it up. Look, I dare you. 1 Thessalonians. Look it up. Look up the United Nations. 1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians. I think it's 1 Thessalonians 5. 1 Thessalonians 5, right? 1 Thessalonians 5. Where did that go? I lost my place. Hold on just a minute. First Thessalonians 5. Oh, here it is. Okay, First Thessalonians 5:3. Okay, I was looking somewhere else. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Look up the United Nations. Peace and safety is the first thing you're going to see. Peace and security is the first thing you're going to see. And when they start taking over, they're going to start destroying the world. God has told you peace and safety. The world government, the new world order is the United Nations. The beast who has the power is United Nations. They're going to take you over. Peace and security. When they take over, they're going to destroy. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready to look up. Christ is coming. God bless you. In Jesus' name.